Yeah. So thank you everybody who are joining us now live, as well as for those of us who are joining us online later. Really appreciate you guys taking the time to be able to get this done. Um, First off, just want to say thank you so much just for your guys' support as always and your patience. Really appreciate that. And as well as, really excited for today as we're going to be going a little bit deeper. And I know normally we do a deep dive on the platform and everything else, but I wanted to today, we wanted to go a little bit, just a little bit deeper into the man behind the company, or really in the front of the company, which is James Gillingham, our CEO. And I just want to say thank you, James, for taking the time to show up. I appreciate you, and just wanted to give you the floor for a little bit, just as we get to know who you are, as well as just ask a few questions today, just to see where you're coming from. So,
Sure,
uh,
sounds great. Well, thank you for the invitation.
No, yeah, well, for sure, for sure. So, just to kick us off, just let's get right into it. I just want to start off with, who are you, James? Who are you, James Gillingham? And just want to kind of give you some time to maybe share a little bit about, how you grew up, as well as, some of the things that you went through at, some lows, as well as, how you were able to get past that, as well as, some victories that you had in your life. So just want to share that, just in a few minutes.
Yeah, sure. So basically, as a young kid, I started playing soccer or football, depending on where you're located. Very young age, at 4 years old, became very very good. So from the age of 11 onwards, I was signed by a professional team, basically scouted by the local scouts. Like played all the way up to 15, 16. Got to the under 18s and reserve team. Then started to train and break through into the first team, and then unfortunately I got injured. So that was like the injury was a tibia and fibia. It was a compound fracture. So basically the bone was hanging out the stock. So it was hanging on by ligaments. That was obviously an extreme low point in my young tender age of a very very short career. At that stage, I was a little bit lost, bewildered, didn't know where to go in life. Then started working in what I class as a real job. All right, so I started working in a marketing agency as a accounts assistant. I absolutely hated the job. Then I managed to find a job in the city of London as a trader. And then off the back of being a trader and then working in a hedge fund managing $4 billion, or being part of the team managing 4 billion, then I had some real success. When I gave up football, my parents basically said to me that you're going to regret this for the rest of your life. Right? They were really angry. But fortunately, at the age of 24, I built a scaled my first company by the name of Zero FX. Sold that for $12 million at the age of 24, and then had a bunch of businesses that kind of succeeded. Some didn't. Put a bunch of money into investments. Lost money, gained money, and but learned a bunch. And then obviously feeding all of the learnings and everything that I've learned after building and scaling my last company, Finex Flow in cryptocurrency. I learned a hell of a lot, and now I firmly believe that we're going to build a $1 trillion network through Fleamint and what we're bringing to the market. So instead of aiming for $1 billion businesses, which I previously succeeded at, it's now to build and grow and compound and change the world using Web3.
Awesome, man.
Perfect.
Yeah, yeah. Appreciate that, James. Daniel, sorry, man. Go ahead, man. I know you probably have some thoughts.
Oh, yeah, cool. I like the way he connects his past. I can imagine, when you're playing professional soccer, sports, whatever it is, if you're a sportsman, I can imagine having a career changing or career ending injury. It can be devastating. So talking about Fleming, because that's where you stopped at. Why Fleming? That's what comes to my head. Being a successful trader with the figures you just called, why Fleming?
Basically, the idea was created around being the bridge between real world assets, goods, and services into cryptocurrency, because I've certainly felt as though crypto was basically in its silo. So crypto was Sorry, I can hear myself as I'm speaking. I don't know how I'm getting that feedback. Yeah, I don't know what's going on. Sorry, guys. I've got some feedback. Let me just change my headset. Just bear with me 2 seconds.
Okay, cool. John.
Mm-hmm.
Hey
Yeah.
guys.
Cool.
So,
Okay,
can
he's
you hear?
back. Oh, we can hear you loud and clear. Very good.
Yeah, sorry, I was getting a bunch of feedback and it's like super disorientating, so I do apologize for the listeners. Okay.
Yeah. Well, continue forward, man. It's just I know you're trying to get into, why'd you start Fleamint? Aside from like saying, hey, this is your next goal, but like what's the dream? Like what are you trying to do with Fleamint?
Yeah, cool. Yeah. So it's basically a bridge between real world assets, goods and services. So we really are the bridge and the bridge of opportunity, right? So what I mean by this is essentially right now we're bringing a new business model to the world. So it's totally new. Obviously, there are many projects that are trying to obviously bridge the gap, shall we say, between property and property investment and crypto. That's one element of our platform. However, if you look at the Web2 businesses that we've already integrated so far, we've got gaming companies, we've got various other companies from tech into recruitment firms, into alcohol and beverage companies, etc., etc. So tokenizing the world and giving these Web2 businesses access to Web3, and then giving obviously the Web3 communities and VCs and retail investors opportunity to be able to take advantage of, accessibility into real world goods, assets and services where, for instance, we're going to be partnering with a boxing gym. This boxing gym has a real world gym where they have participants and gym memberships that are being sold every single month. We will then create an NFT campaign. That NFT campaign will, so it's almost like dissecting that boxing gym up by 100 different owners. And by holding the NFT, then you'll be receiving income per month from the people that are actually going to the gym and actually paying the subscription fees. So we're giving all this, we're slicing and dicing all of this opportunity up, basically, that has not been available to the world before. So Fleamint really is kind of like the center piece and the center cog that will bring opportunity to the world, Web3 opportunities that have never been seen before.
Gotcha. No, that makes sense. I mean, one of the things that I know as a company that we've always been told, as well as we've been messaging out, and I'm just so glad to hear it from you, James. Just to reiterate, is that we are basically we're building a platform to give a space and an opportunity for both the Web2 side of the business as well as the Web3 side of investors, because I know one of the things, right, one of the challenges that we've faced, both from Web2 and Web3, is that we're kind of stuck in these kind of, like you said, silos, where we're in a world where it seems like there's got to be solutions that are better than what we're seeing now. And essentially it's almost like that idea of that we need a new business model, right? And I like how you put it, that we're trying to build that bridge of this new business model, because obviously there's a lot of finance and a lot of investors, as well as money in the Web3 space, and they're just looking to say, how do we get access to the kind of successes in this we've seen in the Web2 side of things, right? So thanks for really walking us through that, and appreciate you kind of giving even the examples that you gave. Now, real quick, in terms of just some another question I wanted to throw to you, then, saying, okay, I know we kind of went through who you are, we went through why Fleamint, right? But I think the thing that we really want to know clearly, right, clear direction, clear end goal, insight, is, so what is the Fleamint dream, right? What are we really aiming for in the end?
Yeah, I mean, look, like Fleamint is creating the way that will revolutionize the world through Web3. i.e., being that bridge again. So kind of going back to the previous question, being the bridge between Web 2 and Web 3 and giving an ecosystem of opportunity for brands, charities, creators, retail investors, and VCs to be able to kind of collaborate in an unseen way. So essentially changing the world. And then I would say that is all kind of like cocooned and encompassing brand trust, community strength, with intelligent design. Obviously, everything that we're trying to do now is built around community and the strength of that community. And I firmly believe that obviously we're going to have millions and millions of people in our various different communities around the world. Some will be English speaking, some will obviously be, various other different languages. We have a very clear go-to-market plan, and then obviously the intelligent design is having the smart minds that we have inside the organization, and what we're building it, and then obviously brand trust is key to that. So also what we're also doing when it comes to brand trust is we're also like a system of policing, where we're policing any of the Web 2 business that come into the Web 3. So essentially we should be able to eradicate, not fully, but I would imagine 99% of rug pulls will be eradicated, because anyone coming into our ecosystem will be KYB. We'll also be checking the security around the smart contract, and we'll also be a part of the United States. So it'll be almost virtually impossible for anyone inside of Fleamint's ecosystem to pull the rug. There might be a very, very slow rug, but we're looking at all this to securitize the entire ecosystem. So that's the overall dream. So that's where we are.
Oh, that's perfect. Well, thanks for sharing that, because I know I love it. I love it the way that you were very direct on and simple, right? That our mission is saying we want to revolutionize, right? We want to revolutionize the world using Web3 and Web3 technology, giving those solutions. And I know one of the things, as you just emphasized on, is I know, and also obviously in the back of a lot of folks' mind, especially in the Web3 space, because we've been through so many different versions of rugs, and the other P word that I'm not going to say here, ends with I, that we've, gotten into. And if you've been in any time of DeFi, if you're not truly a DeFier unless you've been probably either rugged or scammed, right? So, but we worry, right? That's like, hey, is there a way for these Web 2 side of things to also do that? Because that's not unique to Web 3. That's all also happens in Web 2 side of things. And I know you've mentioned before that, we do our due diligence at looking at businesses, which is part of the KYB process, know your business, and as well as making sure that we manage risks, right? So I know there's also talks of having a CRO, a chief risk officer, that we're looking at, and that we want to be able to have somebody who is quite well versed in not only in Web 2 side of the house, but a Web 3 side of the house, to make sure that we don't expose ourselves to, like you said, those chances, minimizing those chances of where things can go wrong, right? We can never guarantee anything, guys, but one thing we definitely want to do is create the best possibility that funds are safe, and the businesses that we present to you guys are vetted, as well as they have a business model that has already proven worked, right? So, Daniel, I know you had a couple questions for also James. Did you want to go and throw it out now, or?
Oh yeah, yeah. I've listened, with rapt attention of, how he's gone from one point to another. I should say I'm very impressed with what he said so far. But what's caught my attention is he's spoken about transparency, security, and trust. Um, in a kind of way that I'd want to know more. Why is he so caught up in those three words? Why does it matter to him? When we asked why Fleamint, the first thing he said was, trying to create a new business model that's hinged on these three factors. So James, why transparency? Why security? Why trust? Apart from the usual buzzwords that people, why is it important to you? So can you share more light on that, please?
Yeah, sure. Well, when it comes to trust, obviously, businesses, brands, when building businesses, businesses have to be trusted, right? So before anyone ever makes any purchase or any business is successful, individuals have to trust that the brand's going to deliver exactly what they're saying they're going to do, right? So before you even buy anything so simple as like a grocery item, right? You have to trust that the supermarket are going to be stocking exactly what you want, right? Um, so again, it's super important that we obviously deliver absolutely everything that we're saying that we deliver. That also feeds quite nicely, segues quite nicely into transparency, right? Because being on the blockchain, everything's transparent. Everything is obviously being able to be put onto the immutable ledger, which then means that everyone's able to see everything, which then means that should build the trust, right? Because what we're saying is also actionable and transparent. So that's obviously the core focus of the company is being transparent with everything that we do. Transparency breeds trust, and then obviously the more transparent we are, then obviously people are able to trust the brand more and more and more. And then obviously if we move into to the third point, Daniel, which was sorry, what was the third one? Was that opportunity?
Daniel, go ahead.
Yeah, you can. Sorry, I was talking and my mic was muted. Sorry about that. You can throw in opportunity right now. I was actually about to, put that right in before you mentioned it. So throwing opportunity, yes, but it was security, right? But you've talked about it being on the blockchain, and so that perfectly answers the three pillars with which I asked the question. But feel free to throw in opportunity, and let's hear your thoughts on that too.
Yeah, and then opportunity, right? Because every kind of entrepreneur wants to kind of change the world in their own way. Even if you're selling, ice cream or popsicles on the side of the street, like I still want to be. It kind of goes back into my previous history, right? Of being a professional sportsman, you just want to be the best in absolutely everything that you do, and basically I want to change the world, and I firmly believe that having an ecosystem of opportunity where it's a win-win-win, a win for the community, obviously, because the community are going to be receiving opportunities that they would not be able to receive. The businesses, brands, and creators and charities will be able to give given access to the community and to the opportunity, and also will be able to help them build and scale with expert advice, and be able to support those brands, etc., to come in. So opportunity is obviously key, and then obviously changing the world, which is i.e. bringing these brands and businesses that would ordinarily not have the opportunity to be able to come into Web3, and be able to give that to them. And then obviously the security side of things, obviously, is of the utmost paramount importance in order for us to be able to ensure that obviously everyone inside the ecosystem is
Yeah.
safe and secure, whether you're a retail investor or even a business using crypto wallet infrastructure for the first time. We need to make sure that everyone's safe and secure at all times, which is what we're obviously working towards, and hopefully we will achieve it. Yeah.
Cool. John, I don't know. I think this a good time to let any of the persons who have questions right now go ahead and shoot one.
Yeah,
If
yeah, yeah.
if
If I would say, yeah, as right now, as you guys all heard, James, I hope that you guys really heard his heart, in terms of his desire for, to bring equity, right? One of the things I know that he often says with the internal team is, I'm just going to share a little bit, James, like some things you say with us like that we don't say public in the public space, only because I want people to understand the heart behind of why Fleamint is, a lot of times I know in just the world, right? We got a lot of folks who don't have opportunity. The world is not equitable, unfortunately, and I don't know what the real solution for that is really, overall, because there's a lot of angles to go at it. But at least in terms of opportunity, the only thing that can be offered and created is opportunity, and that's one thing that James is really passionate about. Is that we want to bring opportunity that's equitable for all parties. Like you said, heard him earlier say win, win, win. And right now, the current model, unfortunately, Web2 businesses are stuck where they're at, as well as a lot of folks who, like right now, talking to Jason, right? DARPA man, dude, you're doing the grind, right? The 9 to 5, 9 to 6 grind with overtime over the weekend. And, it's because we all work this grind. And we're thinking, is there any other better way? And I think that's where James is just saying, I want to be able to provide that way for people to have that opportunity, and in order to get that, security and trust and transparency, all these things are necessary. So that way people feel confident in making sure that they would utilize our platform to get it. So, so at this time, just wanted to give that little tidbit at the end, and as well as open the floor. If you guys have any questions, you guys can unmute yourself, throw out a question, or if you want to go ahead and ask on the chat. If you don't feel comfortable speaking, that's okay. You can go ahead and throw it out into the Fleaminters chat as well. You're more than welcome to ask anything, aside from, I guess, if you're going to ask James, what's the color of your underpants? I mean, wow. That's more of a, hey, keep that in the DMs, man.
Crazy that. Okay, while we're waiting for the questions, talking about internal team meetings, I know James is always very, very, passionate about people. I'm sure it's cause from growing up from quite a young age, you've had, people depend on you for stuff. While we're waiting for people throwing those questions, James, do you want to also speak or throw more light on it? Why are you so passionate about, people like you normally would do or say when we're alone in team meetings? Can you what's giving you that sense of responsibility? Let's hear it.
I'd say, look, like especially playing team sports, right? It's not like I've never really played individual sports apart from golf. But when I was growing up, it was always the team. The team wins together, loses together. You build together, and almost like the community is an extension of the team, right? Because technically, if people are supporting the community, they're supporting the ecosystem. Then again, we win together, we lose together, because we're all aiming for one thing, which is for the token appreciation, for accessibility to deals and transactions that maybe people were unable to get previously, and we're able to bring those to the table, and everyone win. What I always say internally is a win-win-win, right? So the company wins, our customers, our clients, our community wins as well, right? Everyone goes away feeling happy, right? And that's what essentially that we've built. And without a team, right? Unfortunately, no one's ever been able to build $1 billion or $1 trillion network, right? Most people need considerable manpower in order to be able to do that, right? And I really appreciate even the janitor, right? The cleaner that comes in and cleans the tables, because without the cleaner cleaning the tables, I can't work in a clean environment, and then my performance is going to drop, right? So everyone is important to for the achievements of Fleamint. It's not one individual, it's not one person, but it's always a team. And certain, you need a goalkeeper as well as someone that's going to score the goals, right? So, and then you also need the midfield. So everyone's vitally important to our success, with the community at the heart and the hub of that, right? Which is, the stronger our community, the more people that we get to, the more active that we can be in our expansion plans, the bigger we can become, the higher the token price, the more success that everybody gets, the more cash everyone has in their pockets, and then that gets re-engineered into more and more success, right? So that's basically all.
Yeah, cool. So, do we have our first question? Who wants to go first?
It's interesting. I actually wanted to call out somebody real quick because I see him in here. He's kind of sneakily just kind of saying, kind of listening in. But I see Paul. Paul's in here right now. Hey, Paul. Just wanted to give a quick shout out. I don't know if you could talk right now, but just wanted a quick shout out. One of our guys, Paul Dutton. Just wanted to.
Sorry, guys, can you hear me?
Yeah, there you are, man.
Hey there. Sorry, I thought I'd tune in because I woke up, wasn't sleeping very well, so I've come out for a walk and saw this on. I was like, oh, I've heard a lot of the stories that James talked about before, around sort of why Fleamint exists. I think I did an AMA a long time ago with James on my YouTube channel talking about some of this stuff. And that's kind of why I've always been following and quite passionate about what's been going on here. So it's quite exciting to see what's coming. And yeah, it's nice to hear all the key things. Community first, because without it, you haven't really got much, right? Your community is the heart and drive of everything. That's something that's been preached about a lot in Fleamint, and it's something I can see booming quite well. So yeah, it's all very positive stuff.
Awesome. Thanks, man. Thanks for being here, and thank you for sharing just your thought and as well as just your support as well. Appreciate it.
Yeah, and if I sound like I'm out of breath, it's because I am. I'm blowing out my backside trying to walk up a hill. It's hard to talk at the same time. So James, the sportsman, will appreciate that more than anybody.
All right. I see him walking around all the time. Yep. Well, aside from poll there, as you shared, I just wanted to see, is anyone else had any questions? You're more than free to either ask about James, about, any other things that, you've been thinking about and concerned about, or even just in general, any questions you might have to the team. I know oftentimes, some questions get thrown out, from the community from time to time during the week. But, if you're here now, you have an opportunity to go and do so with a lot of our team members here. And as well as for folks who are watching online, if you ever feel like you weren't here, but you still have a question, don't hesitate to throw it into the chat and ping one of us. And we'd be more than happy to be able to get back to you. All right. If anything, and of course, Daniel's pinging me saying, "Hey, I need you to keep stalling." There we go. That is a key question, Jason. Yeah, when launch? Actually, that's a very good question. I actually in-house right now, I believe. Let me double check. Our CTO Mike is here. I don't know if he wants to field that one. You want to field that one, man?
Yeah, sure. I mean, current goal. Previously the launch was scheduled for the 14th. We're decided to push that back just a little bit to add some additional features to the site to make it a little more rounded off, to give a better feel for the community. So the aim right now is the end of the month. Beginning of next month be the current aim for the official launch.
Gotcha. So if you guys missed that, basically we are pushing it a bit back only because our main goal is to make sure that we are able, if these features that are being added that we believe will enhance our user experience, as well as make sure that we have everything done correctly. I think that it's prudent for us to make sure that we spend the extra time, right, to get it done. So another question coming through is, when is Champagne Charlie whitelist? Is it the same as launch time?
Yeah, it'll be around that. It'll be the same. The whitelist will open when the launch happens.
Yep. There you go. You heard it from the horse's mouth. Haha. I'm so bad. So again, we're planning to launch Champagne Charlie along with there is a special whitelist going to be coming out to be able to get it at a discounted price. More details, the last time we did a live show, we offered it for a limited time, but more details will be coming down as we get closer to the launch date, and we will be able to let you guys know how to get on there. I see him. Can we? And there's another question to throw to Mike. Can we use the FLMC tokens we already bought for Champagne Charlie whitelist?
So use them as in put them as a staking or trade them in for part of your Champagne Charlie deposit.
Right.
That's not currently. Yeah, that's not currently on the design map. But if enough people want it, it definitely could be done. Let me think about what. Let me think about that and maybe surprise you guys because if that is actually a good idea, so let me yeah, let me think about it for a minute and see exactly what technically we would need to do to make it happen. But if we wanted to do it, it would just be instead of you know, join now using BUSD, it would be join now using FLMC. So
Mm-hmm. All right. It's nice to have our CTO in house. While we're doing all this. So, yeah. So we'll definitely as he works it out, we'll definitely let you guys know as soon as we get that information. Okay. I know I know Jason was dying. He's like, I want to know the answer to these things. He definitely wants to get into the Champagne Charlie, and I'm sure as other folks as we ramp up towards it are looking forward to it. So I know he wants to get in because he knows like I don't want to miss out on this, especially these good deals. Okay. Um, any other questions? Anyone have any other questions? Any other thoughts? Any other comments? You're welcome to also give any comments, to James as he's here because trust me, it's hard to get a hold of James sometimes. He's a really busy dude. But we kind of cornered him. Said, James, we need you here. I know you're working out these deals. We need you here and to address your people. So it's great to have him here. So as we do, if you guys have any thoughts, comments, or questions, please share them now. Okay, going once, going twice. All right. So just wanted to give, as we close our time together, I just wanted to give the floor to James again, and just wanted to see, just give us a closing thoughts, man. Just give us some closing, so wrap us up and send us off saying, hey, what do we look forward to, right, with Fleamint?
So again, it's revolution the world with Web3, revolutionizing the way that people interact with Web3, bringing in the masses as well. We're simplifying everything that we're executing. We're bringing deals, transactions, opportunity. It's never been seen before. And ultimately, that's encompassed with a robust, amazing, vibrant community that's going to be at the heart of everything that we do. And I want everyone to go away thinking it's going to be, because it will be, right, a win-win-win for absolutely everybody that comes into the ecosystem. It's going to be exciting. There's going to be lots of different opportunities. So even if people don't like certain opportunities, or maybe don't like property, then maybe you want to get involved in horse racing, or maybe you want to get involved in a gym or a wellness center. There's going to be it's the land of opportunity, right? So once we launch, once we get moving, it's going to be super exciting. And we're just going to be growing and executing an amazing, vibrant community with John and Daniel and Thomas at the heart of it. So very, very excited to where we are right now and where we're going, and excited to get the platform live and to bring everything that's being said, bring it to life, which is about to happen. So I hope everyone has a great Friday evening or Saturday, depending on where you are in the world. And yeah, I look forward to us giving you even more exciting updates in the coming days and weeks.
Awesome. Thank you, James. Thank you so much for your time. And also thank you to everybody who really made the time to be here, as well as for those of you guys that are watching online as well later, they can make time to make sure to keep updated. And yes, James, Jason, thank you so much for being here, man. You are our number one fan. I know. You know it. I know it. And I'm so happy that you won that last raffle, by the way, guys. So as we move forward, as we do more of these shows, just know this month you're going to be getting more sneak peeks. And as he mentioned, there's some team members' names he threw out. We're going to be introducing them, go a little bit more deeper with them as well. So don't miss out on those shows. We'll definitely let you guys know as the shows come. And as we've been doing it every week towards the weekend, usually at this time, we plan to do it because we found that this is probably the sweet spot for a lot of folks. As well as we do more of these things, we want to be able to reward and say thank you and appreciate all of our community folks by doing like any kind of giveaways, any kind of raffles, anything like that, or white lists. This time around, you have something extra cooking up. So just give us a little of some time to be able to get that next batch of appreciation going, and we'll definitely fill you guys in when it happens. Okay. So, if nothing else, everybody, thank you so much. Have a good morning, evening, afternoon, wherever you're at, and stay safe.